Okay guys, I'm back and I am here to share with you, which I've been meaning to share for a couple weeks now, the latest app that I'm obsessed with, Clubhouse. So, I was introduced to Clubhouse last year. I mean, we're in January, so that's not that long ago, but I was introduced to Clubhouse later last year. And I was just told, join this, you'll network with a ton of awesome people here. Being someone that has multiple businesses, that entails a ton of networking already, and someone that's always on social media, someone's always chatting, conversating, Facebooking, Instagramming, everything. I was like, do I really want to download another app / social media platform? So I just let the invitation sit there, right? Because you have to be invited to the platform only. Like, you can't just join. You can download the app. You need someone, your contact, your friend, invite you to it. And I believe it's only available to iPhones in this moment still, but that might be changing at some point. And so I just let the invitation sit there, and then I got another invitation. And I host these events through one of my companies, Neon Owl. I host these events called Open Door Sessions. And what they are music industry, educational, and networking events. So I end up bringing all these different people, right? We'll cover topics from production 101, DJing 101, marketing and networking 101, right? To women in the industry, mental health in the entertainment space. So I cover all these different topics, and I bring on established artists, entrepreneurs, you name it, we host it. And so as I was building out my next few events for February, March, and April, a good friend of mine, Michael, he was like, Elaine, you really need to be on Clubhouse if you're not on there, right? I feel like you would be able to host so many cool panels on there as well. So I'm like, okay, what is this Clubhouse situation? And I finally gave in and I joined, and I have been obsessed. Now, let me put things into perspective. I am fairly busy, so I don't do a lot of things that are just time consuming for entertainment purposes. Nothing's wrong with that. Every now and then I like to watch my Schitt's Creek, which I'm done with now. So every now and then I do like to consume content just to ease my mind or whatnot. But I am more into personal development, learning, working on my businesses, and having amazing conversations, which I feel like this app contains, entails, encompasses all of that. Because I was like, are there a bunch of trolls on here where it's you get a lot of, I have not gotten to TikTok, by the way. I have an account, but I just haven't felt like that's a platform I wanted to get into yet. So that gives you a perspective of I'm not just someone that's hopping on to whatever the latest platform is. I've stuck to my Instagram and Facebook for the most part, but I love Clubhouse because there's so many amazing conversations happening. There's literally you can pick your interest, right? That could be politics, that could be music industry, entrepreneurship, whatever, cooking, getting fit, whatever you choose. There ends up being suggested rooms for you to go into, right? There's rooms every day, every hour happening, and they suggest certain people for you to follow. Now, when you join the app, it'll also show you which ones of your friends and contacts are already on the app, so you can also follow them. And then of course, as you have more of your friends join later on after you, they'll also ping you with that notification, would you like to follow and welcome Christian, Sergio? So they'll notify you when your network, your friends have come onto the app. Another really amazing thing is you can host rooms as well. How you build your authority on the platform, which you don't have to, by the way. You can totally just be a consumer of content and listen in to these rooms. I say listen in like a telephone, but it's all audio. So what happens is when someone hosts a room, let's say a moderator, right? A moderator invites 5 of their friends to host a room. So these 6 people would be moderating a room, and then let's say each room can have as little as, let's say, 2 people, to like the highest I've seen so far has only been right under 2,000. But I'm not sure if there's a limit above that, or the ones I'm into is just up to 2,000, which is a lot of people. The majority of rooms that I've seen so far have been anywhere between, like, let's say 30 to 100 something. And then if you have like Grant Cardone in a room, or like some famous artists, right? Like whether you're in the entrepreneurship space or more so in the creative space, if someone famous comes on, then yeah, there's gonna be a shit ton of people that hops on, right? Because they follow this famous person or this famous panel of people that has a lot of influence and followers on Clubhouse. So you can go onto the room and you'll be listening. And if you get the opportunity to raise your hand, you can sometimes be called up to the stage where you're now allowed to speak, right? There's the listener, which you can't talk because you're like in the listeners panel. And then there's the moderators and their friends, and anyone they call up on the stage can speak as well. And that's through maybe you seeing your friend and you just invite them on the stage, or that's someone raising their hand and they can get called up on the stage. And then their microphone is now active, but you can always put it on mute. So I love the platform because it's allowed me to meet so many cool, interesting people. And when I say cool and interesting, it's because I've joined a good amount of women's rooms and groups, right? More so women entrepreneurs. So I'm like, ooh, what business are they running, right? And then I meet people in the beauty space, people who are artists and in the entertainment industry. I love like business mindset, entrepreneurship like rooms as well, because I'm all about that life. And I get to hear a lot of inspiring content, and I get to chime in to some conversations as well. And then of course I'm in a lot of the rooms that talks about social issues, right? And I'm in these like Asian creative rooms, and I'm like, I want to meet more creatives who are Asian like myself, because I know, and I talk about my path so not being traditional as a first generation Chinese American. So I love meeting other first or second generation or whatever generation like Asian people that have similar stories of like the parents not approving and so on and so forth. So I've loved the relationships I've been able to cultivate in the app, and it really is what you put in, right? You can download the app, not do anything, never raise your hand, not talk, and you'll just be consuming. Or you can actually participate if you choose, and actually, I don't want to say raise in the ranks, but the more you participate, of course, naturally, the more followers you'll get, because when you talk and someone resonates with you, they will want to follow you, whether that's on the app or off the app, into like Instagram. I don't tweet, so I didn't connect my Twitter, but I did connect my Instagram, and I've gained a solid amount of followers, and these are obviously real people with an interest to what I do, right? Whether that be in the music industry space, the coaching space, the beauty space, or my greeting card space. So I have loved that, and I've taken some of those conversations offline as well into like the DMs, right, on Instagram and voice memos, and I've done like actual like FaceTimes and Zooms with people. So I can't say enough about it. I don't know if the app is going to change, right, over time. I've heard that from some of the OGs, meaning, you know, a few months ago to a year ago, less than a year ago, they said the app has changed with anything else as it gets bigger, right? So in this moment, I still feel like it's a great combination between socializing, right, in the times of COVID and a pandemic, right? You actually get to socialize and have conversations, whereas a lot of us may have felt that during this last year, we've been lacking that. And then it allows for you to learn from experts, or not even experts, but just through conversation to gain different perspectives and knowledge and recommendations. And it's also allowed for me to contribute. So it's allowed me to contribute like my expertise and my thoughts and the things that I know. So it's really a perfect combination between entertainment and feeding the mind. And that's why I love the app. I could go on for further, but that is my honest take on it. Now, it can be quite addicting, meaning you can get sucked into rooms and you'll get pinged into rooms and you get all this stuff. And then you're like, oh crap, I just spent 3 hours on Clubhouse. That's what happened to me the first week, which is why I set boundaries. I made it only a thing when I'm getting ready in the mornings, right? Doing my makeup. And then let's say like maybe during a lunch break, right? When I'm working at WeWork, maybe at night when I'm doing dishes or just like winding down for the night. So it's never like in the middle when I'm supposed to be working on my businesses. It's usually during some sort of downtime that I'd rather feed my mind rather than, I don't know, what else would I be doing, right? I usually am listening to audiobooks anyways. Maybe I'm watching like a vlog or some sort, and every now and then I'd be watching TV at night, which I've greatly decreased that since Clubhouse. Not that it was a ton, but like whatever hours now is more like Clubhouse hours. So that's my take. I think it's an amazing app. The more you participate, the more invites you also get. So you can invite your friends as you are using the app more. I think it's very smart, very strategic. It's a wonderful platform. And now is still that point where it's definitely growing, but it's not so big to the point where you can't like meet and connect with someone intimately. And especially a lot of the influencers in your space, whatever space that may be in, they are on there and they are participating. And I've seen so many people receive from their mentors, their idols, people they look up to, just by simply tuning into the app and raising their hand. So that's my overall take. I love Clubhouse. I am always talking about it. I'm sending out whatever invites I have. If you are on there, let me know. Drop me your handle. Mine is It's Elaine's World. So you can check me out on there. And until then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.